Hi everyone, and welcome back to All Things Equilateral. It's the 1st of May and Chicklitathon has started, so where the heck is my TBR? Listen, you guys, I filmed some recommendation videos that hopefully will be coming up sometime this week, but I thought, hey, it's the 1st of May. You're the host, along with Jessie from Jessie's Shelf and Trish from Instagram. Their information is linked down below. Please follow my co-hosts. I thought it would be a good idea if maybe, just maybe, I showed you my TBR. And in typical Sophie fashion, can I find one of the books? No. Did I pull it out for the recommendations video? Yes. Is it yellow? Yes. Is it on the shelf with the yellow? No. So let me get to that one, because in my recommendation video, sorry, these are my school books that I have to film videos for distance learners. In my recommendation for yellow on the cover, I held up Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno, because it's been languishing. Look at how pretty it is, and it's yellow. It's been languishing on my shelf for, I think this is the 2nd year, and the story is about a family that's cursed by the sea. So I'm getting some like mermaid siren vibes. Rosa feels more caught than cursed, caught between cultures and choices, between her abuela, a beloved healer, and a pillar of their community, and her mother, an artist who crashes in and out of her life like a hurricane. So a little bit of family drama, possible mermaid siren tie-in. Don't quote me, but you know how much I love my magic realism. So I think I'm gonna pick this one up. My original plan was Float Plan by Trish Dollar. Cannot find it. Don't know where I stuck it. I'm sure it's in a very important place. Okay, a book with wedding in its plot, and this one's for Jessie. And so I dug around my Sophie Kinsella shelf. Yes, I have a Sophie Kinsella shelf because, you guys, I started Sophie Reads Sophie and posted 2 videos. I'm going to read her entire backlist. So we have this chunker by Madeline Wickham. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? It's called Wedding Cocktails. It's like 5 million pages. Madeline Wickham is Sophie Kinsella. She writes under the name Madeline Wickham. I think these are like even lighter romances than her usual fare. I'm not really sure. Did she start out writing as Madeline Wickham? I should research this, being an expert on Sophie as I, earn to be. But this is a bind up of 3 books, or I'm sorry, 2 books. I am really the worst host ever. Called Cocktails for 3 and The Wedding Girl. And Cocktails for 3 is about 3 staffers at a glossy magazine in London. And they would get together for a nearby lounge, which would be bar in America, for an evening of cocktails and gossip. And so it follows these 3 staffers and, their life. It kind of reads a lot like Sex and the City, kid you not. At least the blurb does. And The Wedding Girl is Millie's engaged to Simon, who is wealthy, serious, and believes her to be perfect. Now she's facing the biggest and most elaborate wedding imaginable. Her mother has it planned to the finest detail, but Millie also has a secret that could jeopardize everything. It's been hidden away so long that she almost persuaded herself it doesn't exist. Until, with only 4 days to go, her past catches up with her. That one sounds even better. So there's that. And then there's Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella. And I've been dying to read this one because it's just so very Sophie. Lottie just knows her boyfriend is going to propose, but then his big question involves a trip abroad. Not a trip down the aisle. Completely crushed, Lottie reconnects with an old flame, and they decide to take drastic action. No dates, No moving in together. They'll just get married. Right now, her sister Fliss thinks Lottie is making a terrible mistake and will do anything to stop her. But Lottie is determined to say, I do. So a marriage of convenience, which is one of my favorite tropes, I have to admit. You know, is it going to be this one or The Wedding Girl? Will I read both? Anything is possible. So the third prompt is my personal favorite because my daughter Kat, she of the Bookish Cat channel, just announced today is College Decision Day in the United States. College, which equates to university. We use college and university interchangeably. So Kat just announced her big decision, and it's on her Instagram and it's on my Instagram. So go check it out. But this prompt was for her. And I did film a video of college-based recommendations, so that'll be up soon. I forgot one big one. Forever and Always Lara Jean, or as I like to refer to it, a primer on how to get into a very highly competitive university in the United States. This was the least favorite of the Lara Jean books, I have to admit. But The Summer I Turned Pretty, actually, I think the second novel tackles university as well, definitely the third. So those are always, you know, good potential reads as well. If you have watched the Netflix series, I think it handles it a little bit better. For me, this plot was how to get into university and how to bake the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Not a lot of tension, but it exists. The other book that you've seen me hold up for various readathons is The Goodbye Year. And just quickly, this is both parents and children perspective of getting into universities in the United States, kind of the competition, and as they say here, cracks begin to appear in the relationships between parents and children, and the whole idea of empty nesting. So I'm still a good 2+ years away, 2.5 years away from an empty nest, but I've been dying to read this. It's a really quick read. I think it's really more like literary fiction. It's not a thriller, I don't think. Not many people have ever held this up. And it is told from multiple POVs, so not just a female protagonist, but it looks like at least half of them are female. So you know me. You know how I do this. I create the prompts and then, you know, throw caution to the wind. But the book I think I'm really going to read, because I've already started it, in fact, I am so close to finishing it, is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, which takes us to the UK, which could also be a destination book, right? See what I did there? Does it have yellow? No. Alice Oseman, I just read Solitaire by her, and I was so impressed by her writing. So she takes us through the senior year of this one girl who's trying hard to get into Cambridge University. And if that's not impossible, she's really going through some stuff as well with her friend Aled. Aled appears in Solitaire, so Alice Oseman creates this universe of stories and characters, and they kind of tend to appear in Solitaire. She's the sister of one of the two boys in Heartbreaker. Is it Heartbreaker? Heartstopper, the graphic novel series that she has going as well. So this is about a podcast, and this girl listens to this podcast and creates fan art for it. At the same time, she and all her friends are trying to get into some of the top colleges in the UK. So there's this. That's definitely my college read. A book with your dream destination. So I'd love to go to England. I'd love to go anywhere but where I live, especially because we have been, stuck here like everyone else because of the pandemic. So there's a couple of destinations that I have in mind. One is obviously, anywhere in the UK. I'd love to visit Oxford and Cambridge. Our group read is Bridget Jones. And I'm holding up the wrong book. Wouldn't you know it? This is The Edge of Reason. We're reading Bridget Jones' Diary. Maybe if I hold it up like this. Bridget Jones' Diary by Helen Fielding. And that takes place in London as well. So that could work out. Or I'm going to bring out a favorite that I think I held up for my very first Chicklitathon. I love the author Paige Toon, and one of my bookish friends who's no longer posting on BookTube turned me on to Paige Toon's Brit Chicklit, right? And so I purchased these books, The Accidental Life of Jeffy Jefferson, all about the hype. The covers are so adorable. And I Knew You Were Trouble because, of course, we're huge Taylor Swift fans, so why not? These books take place in Los Angeles for the most part. I think that Jessica is a wild child. Her father is I think, lead singer of a very famous rock and roll band that's based in Los Angeles. When her stepfather kind of gets tired of her wild behavior, he tells her in this book, The Accidental Life of Jessie Jefferson, he tells her that who her real father is and sends her off to Los Angeles. So that's kind of the first book. And I think that's the one I'm going to read because I love a book about Los Angeles, one of my favorite destinations because I love the Pacific Ocean, and the best beaches are all around Los Angeles, as you guys know from me posting whenever we're there. So then, and I truly don't know who's going to open this, but we went to Barnes & Noble last night, and our Barnes & Noble, I don't know if they're all doing it, they're doing blind date with a book, you know, where they wrap the book and give a recommendation. And on my Instagram story, I posted kind of a bunch of them that would fit right into Chicklitathon. And so I don't know if Kat is going to open these up and read them, or if not, if she doesn't want to, then I definitely will, and I'll vlog this one just for fun. This one says, it's fiction, a female protagonist, contemporary with powerful messages around love and communities that shape us. So this one could be a little heavy hitting, maybe, you know. I have to steal my heart for that. This one is YA, and it says romantic with a whole lot of humor and one heck of a coming of age story. That says Sophie right there. You guys know I love my YA contemporary stories. And this one's YA. It says right up front, female protagonist. A summer filled with adventure shows just how much friendship impacts our lives. And stories about friends and family and the family we make as opposed to the one we're born into are some of my favorites. I forgot something, you guys. I can't believe it. I forgot to put in the historical prompt. So let's do this. Lady Bridget's Diary by Maya Rodale. I thought this would be fun because it's kind of I think a Regency set retelling of Bridget Jones' Diary. And I've heard it's pretty good. And the other one, Kat is challenging me to read, I have a feeling I'm going to pick this, is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. We have loved the current, latest movie rendition of it, and it's time for me to read it. Kat loves the story. I love the movie, but I've never read the actual story. So isn't this edition pretty too? I think it's time. So I think this will be my choice. So that's it. 5 of my picks for Chicklitathon, right? What do I have? Wedding, college or university, yellow on the cover, historical, and where is it? The dream destination, which for me is Los Angeles. So let me know down below what you guys are picking for Chicklitathon. Make sure you use the hashtag Chicklitathon because I want to watch all your TBRs, or link them down below for me. And if you're on Instagram, use the hashtag again. I'll be happy to regram it. If you're on Twitter, follow at Chicklitathon and or me, Sophie Rigsby, and I'll be happy to retweet all your TBRs. I'm so excited for this. Thanks once again for joining Jessie and Trish and myself this year for Chicklitathon. Let's do this thing in May, you guys. If you like my video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, because you never know when I'm gonna post. And thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Happy May, everyone. Bye.